Hello guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTKScale Widget tutorial. As you already know, we already learned how we can apply functions to the scale from scale itself and also from GTK range. Now it is time to move on. After, of course, we saw how we can apply properties. This time it is time for us to know about signals. Now let us see what the reference manual says. Now we are here on GTKScale reference manual and I'm going to click on signals. As you can see, we have only one. I'm going to click it and says the signal name, it is a format value. This is the signal, and says that needs a user function which takes 3 parameters and returns a pointer to char. Now let's see signal, which allows it to change how the scale value is displayed. Connect a signal handler which returns an allocated string representing value. That string will then be used to be displayed. That string will then be used to display the scale's value. So basically here we have an example. We are going through this one. So let us create a signal first. So let us sketch it. So the first one is the scale. The second one is the signal name, the format value. The next one will be the G callback function, which will be our G format value callback, and of course the last one will be also the scale, and this because we are using G signal connect swap, as you already know, instead of G signal connect. Now let us create this function. Let us go back and says we need a gchar pointer. Let us create it. Gchar pointer value format callback, and here says 3 parameters. One is the GTK scale itself, the second one is the G double, and of course the last one we are not going to use it. We are going to use the same like here, and that because we are using G signal connect swap and we don't need it. Okay, now let us create our callback function. First thing first, we are going to work with the scale itself. So we are going to use it in to check if this one it is a scale or not. So if GTK is scale, and we are going to pass our scale, then we are going to set, and here let us create let me declare something here, int get digits, and we are going to get scale digit, GTK scale get digit, and of course we are going to pass our scale. And now because we have it, we are going to say let us the value we have it, so we don't need to retry the value. Now we are going to say for example, now let us use the same one which it is right here provide. I'm not going to change it now. I just want to make some changes here. So we need basically here get digits, and of course I'm going to change it to F, and looks fine. Now let us compile it and run it and see if we have some mistakes or something. Of course we have, yes. I need to this sequence right here, we don't actually need it, so this means I'm going to remove this one here. And then again we have implicit graph of G signal, yes, signal connect, not signal connect. Okay, compile it and run it again, and again we have another yes, because we said returns if not return null. Okay, it is kind of bad. I should make another check, but let us use it like this. So now you see here, as you can see, we have those arrows left and right side, which wraps our value, and looks like it works fine. So now we are going to do some other things. I want to show you something. As you already know, based on its documentation, you saw that every time when you come here and you move the slider of the scale, basically that signal gets triggered, isn't it? You see? Well, there is kind of problem. I mean, we cannot say every time when you move the slider it gets triggered, because there is a problem. This signal gets triggered all the time. So let me show you something. Let us call a static gint ret, and we are going to initialize it to 0, and before we return, oh no, we are not going to return anything. We are going to just print it right here. Gprint ret. It is now our ret plus plus. We are going to update it. Now watch. So just be careful how you use this format value. You see that? You see this? Ret was already called. The format value signal was already catched 18 times already, and that is nothing. Watch, I'm going to hover my mouse over the scale, and you'll see that this signal gets triggered even if I'm not going to click on that scale at all. Watch, I'm going right away where the value is, and when I come to the value, whoa, you see, and now I start to move the pointer. Whoa, you see this? The value gets updated. You see? So basically every time, watch, every time you enter and leave the scale, the signal gets triggered. Okay, so just remember. Of course it gets triggered, it doesn't mean it's changed its value, so it doesn't mean that the value itself here it ever going to change. No, it's not going to change, the value stays, but the function, the user function, the callback function which you are creating, this one gets updated all the time. So be 100% sure if you really need this signal. If, and I repeat, if you need this signal, be 100% sure. If, and I repeat, if you need or you feel that you need to make some other things like coding something else than just changing the value, because doing this you will get yourself in trouble, because it will happen things which normally they don't happen, you know. So basically now I want to show you that it gets updated in the same manner how I said the mouse pointer hovers the scale area. You see, I can use this one too. I remove this one, I remove the static now, and now you will get informed all the way and all the time, you see. But at one point you won't ever know if continuous or not, because this information I don't see it. That was the reason why I use a variable and I update it all the time, so that you see its value that gets updates all the time when you are hovering over or when you are entering in this scale area. So Remember, this is very important that you know, because if you don't know this thing, then you have a problem. The same thing gets, for example, if you use the range, GTK range, get value. So we are going to cast our GTK scale to GTK range. Okay, GTK range. We are going to pass our scale, and of course we are not going to use the value anymore. Void value, and now we are going to pass here only the get value, and we are going to drop everything we have here because we are not interested in it. And the GTK get range range get value needs a G double, as you already know. At least you should already know. And now we are going to change this one to value, of course, just to give it a proper name. And I'm going to compile it and run it. And as you can see, it looks much better. Of course, you can now restrict your digits to number which you want to. I mean, if you know exactly which is the decimal point, so you can restrict it. The difference now between this one right here and this one which we created here, it is that the get value variable now returns all the value. So what this means, if you are interested in only 2 digits, if you use this one right here, you don't need to take care about how many digits should be provided, because this function takes care, this one right here takes care about that and gets the digits and then prints only 2 digits. So basically what this function does right here does the same thing what we did here when you said get a value. The value itself has 6 decimal points. You see, 2 for 6 decimal points, and because we need only 2, then we said I need only 2. But if we don't know how many are, because we said here 2, we know that we need 2, but if we don't know how many are and we still need that our scale value should be printed only with 2 decimal points, then you have a problem by using this one, because you never know how the user change those digits for 2 to more. If maybe programmatically you let the user to decide which the digit longs, how many digits basically should use, and if the user said 2, then you need to take care somewhere to save this one, just that you later you can pass it here. So it gets complicated. But if you never, and I repeat, if you never let your user to change this kind of things, and you decide when you create your programs that it should be only 2 or 3, then this one is better. So basically, no, it's not important here how you work with it. You can just use like this one. I don't recommend it, but you can use it. Okay, I destroyed one line which we needed. G double, I create it again. So GTK range get value, GTK range scale. So basically this one should be enough for you, but of course you need to remember those things which I was telling you. Now we have those 3 digits which we needed. So, and now as you can see, the things are going complicate. Why? Because we are not using value. So if you're not going to use value, it means you need to cast it. If you feel that you need the value, then you don't need a cast. you are going to use the other example which I provided you, which I'm going to go back right now to it. So basically here at this point you can use the old value, or even if you got the value, you still use those digits. Okay, so just remember, very important, what kind of code you decide to use other than this part here when it comes to format value signal, because you saw that this signal gets triggered all the time you hover, all the time you enter and leave. Better said, when you are entering, every time when you're entering this let's say scale surface, like here right now I'm doing, gets triggered, and then your code will be executed. So be careful about format value and how you use it. Okay, so that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.